Peace to the gods, peace to the herbs.
Peace, peace.
Back
peace
again
to the gods, peace to the herbs.
with another quick bill with the God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we were just having a little conversation or whatever, you know. When the power he won, me and the God, I was like, yo, I gotta come by, we gotta do a bill on that. Cause you know what I'm saying, very interesting topic, just talking about Islam, you know, or the culture of I God.
Indeed.
You know, as the 5%ers, you know, we follow and we live according to, we live by, you know what I'm saying? But you know, today just wanted to just have a little brief discussion on, you know, the born degree, you know, the 9th degree and the student enrollment, you know, which deals with Islam, you know, and its said birth record, you know, because a lot of people, and when I say a lot of people too, I'm talking about 5%ers now. You know, of course the masses think, you know, what they think, but a lot of people in the 5%ers, they look at Islam as a religion.
Indeed.
For some reason, when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know, many, many times over, and the father, well, we know the father said it was a culture, but...
And the science.
And the science, yeah. But the messenger said Islam is mathematics, mathematics is Islam. Mm-hmm. It's a mathematical culture that the original nation lives according to.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we just wanted to build on that, you know, because... like how the God was mentioning, when we look all back throughout history, the ancient Egyptians and, you know, they all had some form of Islam in what they did.
You know, even when the word Islam, the original word Islam meaning peace. Even when you go back to the Kemetic culture, when they saying hotel, peace, same difference.
Peace.
You say, even on the Minunet or the hieroglyphics, when they doing prostrations, when you see the guards and goddesses on the walls doing prostrations, they doing the same prostrations, exact same prostrations that the Muslims doing.
Yeah.
You understand? You know, so Islam is older than the sun, moon, and stars when you read the born degree.
Right.
You understand? In 1 through 10 student enrollment. So it has no beginning, it has no end.
Right.
And that's what the degree tells you.
Right.
So Islam always been here. Always, and the original Asiatic black man's true culture is peace.
Right.
You understand? So it is Islam. That's what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad will propagate.
Right.
That was what the messenger gave.
Right.
He said that Islam is mathematics, mathematics is Islam. And when you look at mathematics, mathematics is a form of science also.
Yeah.
You know, you understand? Because when you think about mathematics, you think about chronology, science.
Yeah.
You understand? Archaeology, anthropology. All that refers to mathematics. Right. You understand?
Indeed.
Once you do the knowledge to it, that's peace.
Yeah. And with it being older than the sun, the moon, and the stars, you know, something that we can see in this universe that's physical, you know, tangible, that can be touched or whatever, or seen with the physical eye, basically it's older than that because it was a thought in the mind of Allah or God himself, the black man himself, prior to the creation of tangible things in the universe or the material in the universe. As we know, of course, the material and energy, one of the first laws of thermodynamics also is, you know, energy can't be created nor destroyed. It just changes form. So therefore, the black man is energy. Yeah. The black man is matter or material.
Well, of course, the black man is material. When you read the message of the black man, like I said before in the last video, is the spirit or the quote-unquote mystery or whatever independent of the material. So you already know that the black man is the original material.
Right.
Is the spirit or, like you said, everything is independent? No, you're not independent. Without the material, you would have no spirit.
Right.
Because it's just like me saying, because a lot of people say, oh, I heard Jesus. Oh, I seen Jesus. You, the material, seen it.
Right.
Without you, it wouldn't exist. Oh, the Father Allah, he lives in the spirit. But when you say he lives on, Allah is one. We owe Allah. Yeah. So he lives through us. We still the material that he lived through. Without us, it would be no him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the material, like the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, is not independent. I mean, it's not independent. I mean, the spirit is not independent of the material.
Right.
You understand?
Right. That's like that E equals MC squared, you know, equation, you know, similar to that. You know, it shows you that the two are constant throughout, you know, the universe. You know what I'm saying? It take, the messenger said, I believe that was a message to the black man where the messenger said that.
Yeah.
It's not independent. He said, you know, man, it takes man to create the spirit.
Indeed.
Or to put forth the spirit.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, so the spirit of righteousness came from a human being.
Yeah. Whether good
and then even after he deceased or he passed on, went back to the essence, that spirit now is in the world.
Yeah.
It's been created by an individual, and now we look at that example and we try to live according to that.
And being that you just said that spirit lives in the world, it still got to be manifested through the material.
Right.
Because without that material, you wouldn't even know it exists. You wouldn't even know nothing about the spirit. Right. If I don't tell you, if your enlightenment didn't come and tell you about the Father, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't, yeah. Exactly.
So it wouldn't even exist.
Yeah. I heard Minister Farrakhan gave a beautiful example where he talked about the light, you know, electricity. You know, the electricity is always there. It's there now. But we won't know it's there until you cut the light on. You know what I'm saying? But eventually the bulb can't live forever like the electricity. So the bulb burns out. You got to replace it with another bulb. But until you replace it, there is no, you know, there's no power going on in the, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the best examples that we can use, you know what I'm saying, to describe that.
I like that.
And as you said, you know, the ancient civilizations, you know, we can go all the way back to the Akkadian texts. You know, in Sumer, you know, with Anu, you know, and the Anunnaki.
You heard the I forgot what scholar said this. He wrote it, but if you read The Destruction of Black Civilization, it's in there, and he talks about the Sumer. And he said, I'll tell you a story about the Sumerian. They were once a powerful people, but then they lost power.
Was that Chancellor Williams, is it?
Yeah, Chancellor Williams.
Okay, yeah.
And then they, so the person that he was conveying this message to, he said, well, what happened to them? He said they lost their history. They lost knowledge itself. They lost their history.
Right.
They lost power.
Right.
You understand? So power is the truth. The truth is what? Mathematics also. You understand? And when we just said Islam, we say Islam is a culture, it's not a religion. And when you break it down, we say ourself, Lord and Master, or I sincerely love Allah's mathematics. There go mathematics again. There goes again. Islam is mathematics. Mathematics is Islam. That's right. You understand? So this world revolves around mathematics, just like it revolves around science. You understand? Without
everything in the universe revolves around mathematics.
Sure indeed.
Everything in the universe. You know,
refer back to the book again.
Yeah. It keeps going right back there. In the Quran, Allah says in the Quran now that He's given us Islam in the place of a religion. I'm paraphrasing because the word, what he exactly says is, I give you Islam as a religion. He says, this day I have perfected. You know, when someone if you in order to perfect something, that means you gotta keep doing it over and over until you get really, really good at it. This day I've perfected for you your culture or your religion and have given you Islam. You know what I'm saying? But in the Quran it says, I give you Islam as a religion. Now the Most High Elijah Muhammad, back during the early part of the 1900s, you know, we had Christianity, you know, we had other forms of religions and stuff like that, but for the most part Christianity. But of course it was leading our people astray. So the messenger had to give us Islam as. So back then, a lot of people really didn't say culture. That word really, I'm not going to say, you know, the Father was the inventor of that because, of course, Master Father Muhammad and the Most High Elijah Muhammad was the inventors of that. But the Father made it plain and propagated it more that this is a culture, this is a culture, this is a culture, this is a way of life, this is a way of life. That he had to like beat that in our heads to make us know, okay, this ain't no religion. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm just addressing this to some of the, you know, brothers out here that say, oh, well, the Father, you know, he was against religion. You know, they tried to bring him, they asked him when he was locked up or whatever, you know, what service did he want? And he said, you know, they asked him about the Christian and the Islam. Well, they didn't have Nation of Islam service. And he couldn't have been talking about Elijah Muhammad's brand of Islam. He was talking about Sunni Orthodox Islam, which the Most High Elijah Muhammad said he wouldn't give 2 cents for all of the scholarship of the scholars, and the pale Arab scholars over there in the East who teach Sunni Orthodox Islam, because they've lost the way. you know, as Prophet Muhammad said, you know, 3 generations after me will no longer be of me. So after we see the first generation pass away, the second and the third, now people are doing something completely different from what Muhammad taught.
Well, people are doing something completely different from what a lot of people taught. Not just
Elijah, the father, exactly.
Shoot, we can go to the only people that's doing the same thing are the Christians. You understand? They the only ones who doing the same thing. That's why they stay where they at. They stay, you know, they get mega churches.
Right.
Because they do the same thing. They never go against the 85 and the 10. They don't have a 5. They 5 is very small. Very small. They 5%. But they got a big 10%. You got a big 85%. And that's how they keep, boom, get these mega churches. That's how they keep getting Beyonce cathedrals and stuff like that, because they got the 85. They got the 10% that's going blood suck off of that. You understand? So, you know, because the 5% was like, oh, no, this ain't in the Bible. This ain't in this book. So, the thing about it, man, just like Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, it's a 5%, a 10%, an 85% in every culture, every religion.
That's a fact.
Point blank, period. And like I said, you got some righteous gods, you got some so unrighteous gods. Oh, you got some gods that's righteous, that's not righteous all the time. I never would compare a bad man that did a little good to a good person that did a little bad. It's two different. It's like longitude and latitude. It's 2 different directions.